Hello, class. Welcome to week 4 of AG 482, Agricultural Issues. Last week, we did our first quiz for the Agriculture and Food Controversies book, which was the pesticide controversies. I hope that went well because this week we will also have a quiz on the chemical fertilizer controversy. I hope that you are able to break down the differences between fact, opinion, value, and myth in these books and understand that a lot of it's written with a good fact-based driver, even if parts of the values that those authors have reflected in that book don't necessarily align with our own. Really good book for this class. So I hope you're able to understand those differences in here. Last week, you submitted your writing assignment 3, and we started our writing assignment number 4. My goal this week in week number 4 is to give you a good amount of time to focus on writing assignment 4 and get that squared away. That said, this is a writing class. This is reading and writing centric. So today on 216, we're going to focus on a reading assignment that's fairly light, and it's going to have you follow up with a writing assignment. Again, the emphasis this week is to give you the opportunity to complete writing assignment number 4, which is a pretty lengthy assignment. Writing assignment number 4, again, we talked about this last week, but I really expect to see a lot of your peer reviewers' impacts really reflected in that paper. Making sure that your writing assignment number 4 addresses a lot of the stakeholders involved, right? Addresses a lot of the topics that we've covered in class to date and has good use of APA format. Very critical for writing assignment number 4. On Thursday, 218, we'll be meeting together to assess what our issue preferences are. This is the issue preferences that we talked about last week that are going to be the driver for the second half of this class. You're expected to write a policy paper with your group. So we'll organize groups and begin the issue assessments, assignments, and discussions. Also on Thursday, we will talk about, as I said before, we will get into that final quiz that'll be posted online and ready for you to take for the chemical fertilizer controversy. All right, without further ado, I'm going to pull up the writing or the reading assignment for today, which is a paper that, or a story that was published in the New York Times titled "They Grow the Nation's Food, but They Can't Drink the Water." This was a piece published a little over a year ago, I guess 2019. Really good story. It's a little bit lengthy, but we'll see that there are a good number of pictures in here, so don't be too worried. That really highlights a lot of what we see in the Salinas Valley, a lot of stuff in the desert, about the people that are affected by it. That's the main highlight, but it also addresses a lot of the other stakeholders involved, right? So go ahead, spend maybe 20 minutes reading this, take notes, highlight things that are important. But what you will need to do after reading that is do a fairly light assignment. This is, again, meant to give you plenty of time to work on writing assignment number 4. So this is less of a writing assignment and more of a reading assignment. So again, read that story. After reading, I want you to spend some serious time reflecting on the agricultural issues, not just those outlined, but those that are connected tangentially, that are involved in this article. And I want you to identify 4 stakeholders. There are more than 4 stakeholders, just identify 4. List those in an order. In this, I'll go through an example. 1, whatever, right? 2, whatever. List those 4 stakeholders, and then write 1 or 2 sentences about how those individuals or groups, right, those stakeholders are impacted by the situation and or the proposed solutions mentioned in that story. The second part of this assignment is something that needs to be done right away, right? The second part is what we need to have done for Thursday so we can actually start making progress on the second half of this class, which is to list, again, making a list, 1, 2, 3, 4, your top 4 agricultural issues that you would like to write a policy paper on in class this semester. And I encourage you to try to keep these topics somewhat broad, say water, right? Instead of saying water zoning rights in Northern or Central California, right? Let's take a broad approach. You and your group members will decide what exactly you want to focus on. From there, we'll meet next Thursday to talk about this, but make sure that with that topic or those topics that you list, you can write a policy paper about that addresses the needs of all stakeholders involved and is very fact driven, right? So with that, I will see you all on Thursday. Enjoy the read. It's a really good article, and I'll talk to you then.